So Florence, I think my question to you would be then, where do you see AI realistically driving change in smallholder systems? And what's one myth we should stop believing?
Okay. So where I would see AI, maybe I introduce myself first. Yeah. So my name is Florence Kinyua. I work with DIZ as an advisor with Fair Forward. We deal with artificial intelligence and we look at it from three perspectives. So one is advising on policy, and the other one is supporting capacity building, and the final one is actual AI use cases that can help us in different sectors. So on to your question on where I see AI realistically, and I like that you use that word, supporting smallholder farming systems, is that AI, in the morning when we had some of the speakers here, Mr. Letting talked about how we don't have sufficient farmer support services, extension services. Somebody else talked about how our digital literacy is a bit low. And so we want to look at how can we bring in AI to amplify and enable some of the systems that we have set in place, get actually to the end user, who is our smallholder farmers. So AI is able to offer advisory services to farmers, but these advisory services would be, one, timely. So you're talking about, I go to the farm, I see there is a problem with my bean plant, and I want to know what is the answer. So I don't have to look for somebody to come and check and probably even waste some time in them. I can get timely advice on what I need to do. And it can be advice that has your local context. So it can tell you what inputs are actually available in your locality, and instead of just giving you a generic answer. And it can be information that is relevant, something that is actionable. So AI is able to give this kind of advisory. AI is also able to help now the extension services, because when we come to the myth, we will see that AI does not come to replace the human. These are our systems, and AI only enables them to be more efficient. So the human in the loop is also important. So AI is also able to assist the extension worker to expand their reach and their impact. And that also goes for the agripreneur model that you talked about, because we need somebody to do what I would call the last mile connectivity. And because agriculture is also a sector that relies heavily on trust, and trust is built through human relationship. So it is important for us to have somebody who goes to the farmer, assist the farmer with technology, but in the end gives the farmer only the information that the farmer needs to do. So then the farmer does not need to know this is an AI model, I don't know, it uses what RAG pipeline, or it is an LLM. They just need a solution to a problem that they have at that point. And this is why now the person, the agripreneur or the youth that is bringing this technology needs to be there, because then they build that human relationship that now translates into trust.
I'm gonna have to stop you. Yeah. Because I would love to hear you talk, and that's why we're gonna have the panel, and I might just join your session. But we'll have to sort of move on. But I love what you said. It's exactly as you said it. Context matters, time matters, human trust. And now we'll move to George. And George, from your perspective, what governance or coordination gaps must be addressed to enable smarter agricultural transformation at the national or regional level?
Thank you. Maybe again to introduce myself, my name's George Watene. I work for the Global Coffee Platform. And to move us fast forward on your question, I think some of the things that we need to work on, and I think it came even when we were having the Menti on some of the challenges, is the issue of, and also Florence has mentioned, it's the issue of trust among stakeholders. And then, of course, because the different stakeholders are stakeholders because they have a stake, again, just to use the words as they're used. But then trust among them, and by extension, for instance, we looked at a mediation exercise and consensus building, so that then we are all operating from the same level. And then once trust is built and there's consensus, and consensus doesn't mean everyone agrees with the direction that we are going, but it means that everyone knows why we are going in that direction. And once that is built, then tech will flow. And because most people think of starting with the tech and then you get all these bottlenecks on your way forward. And to give you an example for us, coming from coffee, we have specific sustainability challenges that have been put ahead of us that then need that kind of infrastructure to be built, but need people to also be looking at it from the same direction. And to give an example, and I had it mentioned today, the issue of EUDR, data from farmers and all that. If we ask about the tech, I can tell you there is tech from one end to the other end that is available. But the problem is once trust is not built and there's consensus and there's agreement, for instance, in EUDR on what is the minimum information we need to collect, what accuracy levels do we need to get it at, how do we need to share it, how do the different systems and innovations that people build then communicate with each other. In the absence of that, and we've seen it even as a country, you get a lot of efforts, a lot of resources that then get suboptimal results. But once that consensus is built and then the different people are aligned in going out there and using their innovation, and you have crazy innovation. And to give you a quick example as I finish, we have an example in building this document. This one is called the Kenya Coffee Sustainability Manual. So by the time we were starting with this document in 2017, different people used to come up with different ways of how you're going to grow sustainable coffee in Kenya. And but we knew that there is already science because they are the geneticists that develop the coffee, and they know what it takes, to grow it and get it to its maximal level. But there are people, when we looked at the available information, we created a matrix and we asked the different people through trust building, to share the information they have, and then we get the scientists to put it in a matrix. And it was surprising some of the areas that, people had different ideas on the same crop and based on the same knowledge. But then starting from that and then bringing those minds together and building something so there's trust, they all agree to work with the document moving forward, and they also agree to put in their information in it. And once that document was put in, actually with support of GIZ and then lately Partnership for Forest, once the document was put together, it's surprising the kind of other people that came in. And Digital Green, led by Henry that time, has actually built an AI-powered farmer bot that now references only this manual, that the youth in the agripreneurs, actually today I was even testing it on some CBD picture that had been put on one of the WhatsApp places. And I tested it today and I asked it, hey, what's the problem with this coffee? And I was showing one of my friends back there, it collectively identified from a picture that was coffee berry disease, and then also mentioned some of the things that you're supposed to be doing from the manual. So the issue of tech and the innovations, be it Digital Green, tomorrow it's someone else who then picks the consensus that you've built and done it. And also in the issue of DPI and maybe something like EUDR.
I'm definitely going to have to shut you down because this one can definitely go on, but 100%, right? Like we all think it's the tech that's hard. As you rightly said, it's not the tech. Get the vision, get the trust, which keeps coming up, and then the tech will follow. Thank you. So now I'm confused. Which table should I join? Okay, now moving on to Benjamin Addom. Maybe again, a very quick intro, and then your question is going to be, oh, brilliant. It just stops to your question, which is what's the role of DPI in making agricultural systems more equitable and efficient? And what are we missing?
Okay, long question. Eh? Yeah, so I'm Benjamin Addom. I work for the Commonwealth Secretariat. I work on a trade program, but within that trade program, I lead agricultural and fisheries component. So all over. I want to pick on one of the comments made by David Eves earlier, that your AI is as good as your data. And DPI is supposed to help get better data for your AI. You see the connection? Your AI is as good as your data, and DPI is supposed to help improve your data for AI to function. So that is the basis on which we work from the Commonwealth Secretariat. So we work to support our member countries to create enabling environment in their countries for all those who have solutions to perform better, to be more efficient and more equitable. That's what we do. So we talk from this level, high level policy. Commonwealth, we have 56 member states with about 2.7 billion people. So we don't deal directly with individuals. So we talk from, so when it comes to the DPI, we have been talking about this for some time and thinking of when you want to apply it to agricultural sector, where do you apply it to? And we have come to a conclusion that you apply it to data. You apply DPI to data.
Great.
So the infrastructure.
I'm going to have to stop you because I've just been given a big sign, but this is another conversation to carry on in your
On the table.
on the table.
Sure.
That's
Okay.
where, yeah.
Thank you.
apologies. So yeah, I'm being the really mean teacher, but I'm going to get told off otherwise. So Minnie, over to you. Again, really quick intro, and then deep dives will be at the table. But you work at the intersection of technology and delivery.
Yep.
So where are the private sector innovations succeeding or falling short in meeting smallholder needs?
Thank you so much. My name is Minnie Wanjiku. I work with FarmBetter, and we're working to sustainably equip farmers for sustainability and climate resilience. So where, just for the short of it, where private sector is succeeding is that right now, whereby a farmer would have to walk to probably 10 different ministries to get information on weather, on pricing, on seeds, an app, our app, FarmBetter, currently can be able to do at least 4 of those functions. So it means that a farmer just needs one-stop shop in an app that they can trust and then be able to do it. Where we are falling short is that we are creating for the farmer, but it's different entities creating for the same farmer. So you find a farmer has 10 apps, and it's those 10 apps are competing with TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and everything else. So if they have to delete something, they definitely will not delete TikTok. I would not delete my TikTok.
Or WhatsApp. Yes.
I will delete the first app. I'll look at it in what gives me the most value.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, if your app, however interesting it is, does not give the most value, so it means that they don't look at it. And the farmer at the end of it is looking at how do I make the most money? So FarmBetter, we ideally, our vision and our core DNA is sustainability. We will not look at conventional DNA, conventional practices. But if a farmer is thinking, if I buy fertilizer, my coffee will increase by 20 kgs now and possibly decrease to 0 in the next 10 years, we are not as sexy, right? So they will actually look at that. In terms of where technology is failing the smallholder farmer is that, especially in Africa, we are building on tech that was built in Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
So it means that they have infrastructure. David literally said that you're building, you're buying a Ferrari for the Kenyan roads.
That's not even there.
Will not
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
So what we've noticed is that AI needs, especially in Africa, again, when it's built in Silicon Valley, it's built with one farmer in mind.
Yeah.
But based on research that we've done for AgriPath project funded by GIZ and SDC, research that came out of it in partnership with ICIPE is that we cannot take out the extensionist.
Yeah.
There needs to be the human touch. AI tells you that you need to remove that, and all farmers are going to, all I need to do is get in, ask, what's this? But you see, if you look at Africa, the context is that the extension officer is more a friend.
Yeah.
So there's even the human social touch.
I 100% agree,
Yeah.
and I will stop you. And this is another table. Oh, I don't know how we're going to do this. So Lucy, you've got a really, really good panel to sort of respond to. And same thing, if you could do a very quick intro, and then your question is, what are the most urgent or persistent inefficiencies you see in the farmers within your cooperative? So if you could just give us a bit on the challenges, yeah, that would be great.
Okay, my name is Lucy Wambui Maina. I work for Ritho Farmers Cooperative Society based in Kiambu. We serve 2,000 smallholder farmers for coffee. And to start with advisory, because majorly AI would do advisory for the farmers. One is that you need capital. Maybe there is finances involved for you to acquire those gadgets to be able to access the internet. Another thing is the connectivity, because we are in the rural areas where you maybe at times or in some areas you cannot be able to connect to the internet so that you can access the information. Another one is that the information that you are getting is the farmers could be, they are not understanding the communication between the farmer and the information provided. It's not understandable for them. And maybe the solution would be in each and every household, we have young people that could be incorporated in the process for them to be able to advise the parents. Also, there is a coordination between the advisors and the farmers. We need to have a well-coordinated advisory services being passed to the farmers, no contradiction, and also no passing the information would be better for the farmer if he understands it, he understands and uptakes it himself, get the initiative for him to pursue the information that he has been passed on to him for better production and for better productivity. Thank you.
I love it.